happy that you are giving your time tonight to hear all about the fall popcorn sale. We're super excited because things are, getting back to normal. Our scouts are out and doing things, and popcorn is just one of the ways that allows us to provide the adventures to scouts that they want to enjoy. Real quick, we are going to do some introductions. So for those of you who do not know me, my name is Emily Cross. I'm the Director of Field Service, and I'm also the Council Popcorn Staff Advisor. And we have a couple other panelists that we'd like to introduce. Let's go, Cynthia.
Hi, everybody. I'm Cynthia Graff. I'm your Blackhawk Area Council Colonel, and also the Sycamore Area Council Colonel, and also my own PAX Council, or my own PAX Colonel. So if you guys have any questions or need any help, please, please, please contact me. Don't be afraid to ask any question. I will help. I will find the answer. And I do want you to reach out to me if you have any questions.
Excellent. Thank you. And of course, Sandra.
Hi, everybody. I'm Sandra Wendt, and I am your Trails End Unit Specialist. I'm here to help units kind of strategize, learn how to use the systems, any questions you have about Trails End, best practices that you might want. I've got 8 years experience as a unit colonel and 4 years as my own council colonel out here in Phoenix. Happy to help. I've done tons of storefront sales. I've ran packs, troops, love popcorn. It's paid for everything that I've ever done in scouting with my family. So I'm a little passionate about it because I don't want money to ever be an object for my scouts being able to do anything. So any questions you ever have, please feel free to call me. I'm happy to go through the whole sale with you and help, especially like new colonels or anybody looking to, up their game. Happy to strategize with you and see what we can do.
Excellent. Thank you. All right, so we're going to jump right in. So first of all, I have to say a major thank you to Trails End. They have some amazing trainings. And one of the very first trainings that I'm going to ask everyone to go ahead and take a look at, sign up for the webinars. There are webinars for brand new colonels and colonels that are returning that have done it for years. Well worth the time. Sandra has actually led these webinars as well, so she is a resident expert, and we're super excited that she's here.
They did extend these webinars for a few more weeks, so there's not it's not going on for a lot longer. So definitely get in and check out the calendar quickly if you're going to sign up for one.
Wonderful, thank you.
Okay, so now we're on me here. Okay, so lots of people wonder like why popcorn over other fundraisers, or why do a fundraiser at all? Number one is it funds your unit's program. So I know with my units, we actually funded 100% of our program through just the popcorn sale. It's visible to the community. People have been seeing us selling popcorn for years, so they really associate that with our program. It really helps the kids get out and learn real life skills, builds their confidence, teaches them how to talk to people, set goals, money management, entrepreneurial skills. I mean, there's so much that I have seen my own children and other scouts in my units grow through this sale. It's been pretty amazing. Plus, while helping our own units, we also get to help our council, helps us improve our camps, pay for professional staffing, programs throughout the year. So it's really important that us as units are helping to contribute to that, to that council part. I know in my area, we've seen fees come into play from lower fundraising over the last several years. So this is really an important part of helping support our councils. And then for us, we hit it hard for 6 weeks, and the rest of the year we have a lot of fun and we spend the money that we've earned. So it allows you guys to really enrich your programs with really fun adventures, maybe getting to go out on more campouts or overnight at the zoo or things like that. It really can enrich what you can offer for your program. Let me go to the next one. I just touched on this a little bit already, but I have really seen a lot of scouts, like some some parents think, oh, my scout is too shy, I can't do this. And they are shocked at how well their kids come out of their shell when we're out doing storefront sales or they're going door to door. Yes, you get some no's when you're out there. So, I mean, it does teach kids kind of how to deal with that disappointment, but then helps them celebrate the successes they do have. They learn to like make that eye contact and talk to people and talk about their program and, you know, help learn the money management side of it, set their goals and learning how to do their own way. It's, like I said, I've been really impressed with what I've seen our scouts come through with. Okay, we can do the next one. All right, so Popcorn Equals program. As I said before, this can fund your entire program. In our pack, we saw it, we paid for unit dues for national and our council dues. We paid for all of our books, neckerchief, slides. We paid for camping trips and food. We paid for every monthly activity. We were able to pay, you know, for like catering for our blue and gold. We did dead budgets. We did uniforms for the leaders. We paid the leader dues. We never ever had to charge anything to our parents out of pocket throughout the entire year. All they had to do was participate in the fundraising program. Same thing at the troop level. You see doing high adventure programs, your monthly campouts, your summer camps, you know, purchasing the equipment, maintaining the trailers and all that kind of stuff. This can all be achieved just from the one fundraiser a year with Popcorn. Okay, go on to the next.
All right. So well, right now we've got the popcorn checklist. What a better way to stay organized and making sure that you're hitting all of those milestones throughout the popcorn sale than having a checklist. We will show you later on the popcorn kernel guide. I'm going to show you where you can find it online, and then we'll talk about how you can go ahead and get that in person too. We have copies printed out for all the popcorn kernels of each unit. The very first thing though, the very first item on this checklist is to register for the popcorn sale. The link is there on the screen, but we're going to have the link later as well. While you're sitting and enjoying this amazing PowerPoint presentation, you can take a moment and register your unit if you have not yet done so. So take some time and go through the checklist when you've got your kernel guide, and make sure that you know you're following all the different steps for a successful sale. You're going to want to go ahead and plan in advance. What does your unit want to do? How much funding do you need to do all those amazing things? Get their kids psyched about selling popcorn. Communicate, communicate, communicate with the scouts, the leaders, the parents. Make sure everyone's aware of the plan. And then make sure you've got your goals, you're managing your inventory along the way, and you are aware of all the different dates, which we're going to hit on. And then the very last one I want to hit on as well. Make sure that you are having a victory celebration. These scouts work hard to get through the sale and have an amazing time, and everyone should celebrate together as a unit.
Okay, so the Trails End program, so the ways that we kind of manage and help with the sale is that we have the app. I know that we had this with you guys last year, but you know, with COVID, I'm sure a lot of you guys never got on that. So the app is a really easy way for the scouts to manage their sale. They can do all of their different types of sales through it, whether it be online direct, whether they're doing door-to-door wagon sales, if they're selling at storefronts. It's basically their cash register to log all their sales and track their progress, and to communicate with the leader website so that the leader can track how everybody's doing and what inventory that they have on hand. And it has saved me many, many hours over the last several years over doing spreadsheets and Sign Up Genius and my paper stuff, and all those things got combined into one system, which has really helped. We have the Trails End Rewards this year again, which is the Amazon gift cards. So that is in the app where they can look at that. Also in the training portion of it, you'll find the rewards flyer there too. Then you have Trails End Online, You can either log in with the Scout login on the website, or you can go through the app and you can share their online link for their store. You can share it any number of ways that you want: email, text, Facebook, Instagram, like however. You can just copy and paste that link all over the place and sell that way if you're not getting out and about in the community. I know we've been up and down with this COVID thing and what people are willing to go do. So online is definitely another good option again this year. Numbers coming back up. And then we have our Trails End communities for support for you guys. So there is the Trails End popcorn community, and that one is the big group with like about 14,000 popcorn kernels in it. So great place to come ask questions. You'll see promotions as they come up, all kinds of opinions on how to do things. So weed through it and find what works well for your culture of your unit. There's also a troop group, because we know we get a little lost in the Cub Scouts sometimes. So the troop group is a great place to go to really get that specific advice on how to deal with teenagers and their parents and motivating them, because they're a whole different animal. And then we have the parent group, which I highly recommend you get your, oops, sorry, I don't know what's going on. I highly recommend you get your parents on that group, because it is another way for them to find out about the promotions instantly. And plus they can also come on, they like to share their videos and the things that they've done. And so they can really see how other parents are being successful and get advice on how to do things that way too. So, all right, next.
Before we move on, I noticed somebody raised their hand. If anybody has any questions, feel free to go ahead and hit the Q&A and type your question in there, and we'll make sure we get all questions answered. Thank you.
Okay, so the app, I already went over a little bit of it. One of the things that has been really good with the app the last several years, so my units were part of the original groups that got to test the app when they first did it, and being able to extend that credit card usage to everybody at any time was really nice. Because it used to be I had to share out a Square reader or something and get everybody all set up. So it made it really easy for my families to use the app. Even if they were just going door to door selling to family, they could process credit cards if they wanted to. It's really great for them to manage their inventory, because you just transfer inventory over to them in the system, and then you can see real time what your scouts are selling. And that was one of the big things that I loved about the app, because usually you'd send popcorn out with your scouts and hope for the best. And then towards the end of the sale, all of a sudden you got dumped a bunch of product back that you weren't expecting. Now you can actually see day to day how your scouts are doing. And hey, you're not really selling what you thought you were. So is there something I can do to help you? Or would you like to return it and I can use those at storefront? Like, it really gives you that, more hands-on way to manage your inventory. All right, we can go to the next one. With the credit card stuff, I personally like to put out a little note on my table that says I prefer credit cards. It's just a good option for the customers, but of course we take cash all the time. As a kernel, I really like credit cards because it's less cash that I have to count. I mean, we go through thousands of dollars a week and my hands are black by the time I'm done counting cash. It's a little gross. This gives you a way that is more secure. So when we're at storefronts, one of my biggest concerns is somebody running by and swiping our cash box or whatever. So I always got my cargo shorts on. They're stuffed with all this cash. Like, it's a little obvious, but at least it's on me. I keep my cash box and donation jar very, very low on money so that we would not risk it. I mean, but it happens out there where people, come by and, try to take your money. So if you're doing more credit cards, it's less cash that you have on hand at the storefront to worry about, less cash you have to worry about collecting from the parents and stuff. So it's just another option. I would always recommend, you don't have to have a reader. You can do manually processing through the app, but it's just nice to have out there. I get probably 25 to 30% of our sales in credit cards, but I don't want to lose a sale because I don't have the app on my phone to take that credit card thing. So whether you use it a lot or a little, it's just a good option to have so that you don't lose those sales.
Sandra?
Yes.
We have Square readers available in the Crystal Lake office. So if there's anyone in that area that needs an Android or an Apple,
Yes, and I'll just echo what Cynthia was saying. It looks like she's got a little bit of a connection issue. So if any unit does need a square reader, just go ahead and contact your district professional or your district colonel, and we will get you set up.
The leader portal, this is the side that you guys as the colonel use. Your leader login does not work on the app. The app is only for Scout login. So we've had people many times like, oh my gosh, the app's not working, and come to find out they're trying to use their leader login. So the leader login is only good on the website. The website is mobile friendly. If you're using it on like an iPad or something, you're good there. But this is where you manage your sale. So you can see your scouts, exactly what they've sold for online, wagon sale, storefronts. You can set up your storefronts in there and then set up your shifts. And then the scouts can then in the app go in and sign up for those shifts. Also, that was probably my second favorite part of the app when it first came out, because now I have all my stuff in one place. I'm not trying to go to Sign Up Genius and then go back over here to look and compare everything. So we have found that sign up portion of it to be really, really user friendly. You order your popcorn through it. You can manage all your inventory. And let me caution you guys, or not even caution, but don't stress over the inventory portion of it. The thing that matters is the invoice that you pay to council. That is your inventory and what you owe. So if your inventory over here on the management side of it doesn't exactly match your invoice, it's okay. I mean, we all make mistakes. I have seen people like stay up till 1 o'clock in the morning trying to figure out one bag of popcorn. Don't worry about it. Like, as long as you know that your invoice to council is correct, that is what matters to you. So don't sweat the small stuff. But that is literally just a tool for you guys to manage your sales. So use that as you see fit and how it makes it easier for you. So if it's not making it easier for you and you don't like doing that, then don't do that portion. But it is all there. All the things are there for you to use if you want them. And if you do use it all, it makes it very easy for you to see who has what's out at your storefronts, what's out at your individual scouts, and that kind of thing. So, other thing is that you can do unit-to-unit transfers. I have found that to be a very easy thing. Emily, I'm not sure how you guys handle it as far as notifying each other. So do you guys have like a Google spreadsheet or something like that that they can notify when they have popcorn available to trade or if they need something?
So last year, I know we only had a few units that were able to do that. And so we're looking forward to being able to utilize it this year. And it'll, again, be coordinating with your district professional because they're in communication with all the other units. And that's going to be the best way.
Okay. The Facebook group is also an easy way to post up, hey, I'm looking for whatever. But once you guys determine like I have this to trade and this person over here wants it, then you guys just do that transaction in the leader portal and it takes it off of the one unit's invoice and adds it to the other unit's invoice. So it's a super easy process and it's a really great way to help you guys manage your inventory. Okay, go ahead and switch. So Emily, I'm just going to tell you, I don't know what number slides we're because it doesn't show me that. So let me know when I'm done with mine and we're on to one of yours. So the auto share is a new feature this year. And it basically, you can use it or not. It will let you use it as little or as much as you want. So when you go to start an auto share, you can go in and choose 1 contact, 10 contacts. You can choose your whole contact list out of your phone. And then it has several different campaigns. If you want it to just send a one-time email and it goes up in different categories, well, it sends it more and more frequently. So it's an easy way to just, like, especially if you had orders from last year, you can choose to like, send it out to all of your orders from last year. And then you can do new contacts. So you can use that as much as you want. Like I said, it is new this year. So I hope you guys have some good luck with that. But it can be a really quick and easy way to get some repeat business from last year for sure. Also with online direct, you can do anything that's in the national online product. So be aware that the online product lineup is national. So council has their own lineup for what they offer for traditional and for wagon and storefront sales for your in-person product. The online product is a national lineup, so you might see differences in prices and differences in what product is offered. It's really easy to go. You can use a door-to-door if you want and have products shipped directly to your customer. You can use it by sending a link out to people. You can do storefronts if you want without having any product on hand. I actually did this last year before we were able to get product, and my kids actually were selling in that $200 an hour range. So there is ways that you can use that if you're not wanting to take the risk of ordering product up front. You can easily use this to do almost any type of sale and just have it shipped to the customer. Okay. Oh, and sorry, I forgot this on the other slides, but for the rewards, it is 1.5 points for all credit card sales. So that would be anything online direct, and then any credit card sales for Wagon or storefronts gets 1.5 points. All cash sales are 1 point. Right. And I pretty much already went over this. So I got 2 ways with the online direct. You can either share your page or you can take the orders directly. So if you're out doing door to door and taking the orders, or if you call grandma up and you're taking the information over the phone and typing it in, you can do either of those 2 ways with it. The product then does ship directly to your customer. Make sure that if you are using this, that you ring it through that and not look at wagon sale prices, because you need to make sure that you're adding on tax and shipping costs if that applies. So. Okay. Already went through this. This is just screenshots of the campaigns that I was talking about before. So it all kind of combines. Okay, and then your American Heroes, same as last year. So this is your miscellaneous amount of donations. So they have 2 in the product lineup for like $30 and $50 set amounts, but you also have the miscellaneous American Heroes donations. So you can accept donations in any amount. I use this all the time at storefronts for those, $2 donation, $5 donations. I bring that all in as American Heroes. It will be going out to as popcorn for military and first responders. We last year, I know we used Operation Gratitude and Soldiers Angels to distribute the popcorn for us. Personally, with donations, that is my last thing that I offer when I'm out at a storefront. So I always go for the product sale first, because you will have a higher average sale if you're doing product over donations. So we don't mention donations unless somebody says, like, I have an allergy, I can't eat popcorn, or they start balking at the price. Then we go to, oh, well, we can take, a donation for, the military popcorn in any amount that you want. So I do recommend not leading with that. There's a lot of people that will do the donation jar on the table for the military popcorn. Several years ago, I stopped doing that because I'd rather go for that, $10 to $20 sale over the $2 to $5 sale. But it is, get donations all day long. We probably get 30% of our sale as donations for my unit. So it is definitely, like, don't forget to mention it for sure. So, but you're laughing at me, Cynthia. See you there. Okay, and then the rewards, we did this, we talked a little bit about this, but Amazon rewards are amazing in my opinion. I did the physical prize program for years, and Cub Scouts with all the little toys and all that fun stuff, and having to sort it all and hand it all out. And my last year doing that, I sorted my spreadsheet wrong. And I didn't include the prize column when I sorted something, and I got to my pack meeting and I had no idea who got what. So it was not fun. So when this came out, I was all for it. The system does all the calculating for you. And at the end of the sale, once your invoice to council is paid, you just click submit. 5 days later, your scouts have the reward in the app. They just go in and claim it, and they get an email with the code that they load into Amazon to claim their thing, and they can go ahead and shop. So it's been interesting to see all the different variety of prizes that people, it's things like you would never have thought to put on a prize flyer, especially with boys and girls in the program. It's just all over the place what they get. So it's really cool that they get something that they truly want, rather than trying to pick something out of the category like, I guess I'll get this, and then they get it and then it breaks. So okay.
Thanks, Sandra. So I have to give Trails End again. Wow, hands down, awesome idea with the Trails End rewards. I really like to allow my kids to go and make a wish list on Amazon. So they've got personalized incentives, something that they truly, truly want. And I'll ask them to go ahead and be like, all right, well, maybe at this point level and that point level, what do you think? So they've got a few different things and they can hit milestones along the way. So it's a pretty cool system. But in addition to the Amazon rewards, we have some council incentives. So for our overall top selling scout in the council, they're going to get a $300 gift card to a local retailer, or they can choose a Blackhawk Area Council Camp Pass, which is their summer camp paid for them, which is awesome, because then that means that everything that they earned, they don't have to use that money to pay for summer camp. They can have it go towards camp equipment, other adventures, activities, whatever they choose. Then in each of our 5 districts, we're going to have the first, second, and third place top sellers. Gift cards are going to go out to them. But that's not all, because we're going to have weekly drawings. So once a scout hits $1,000 in sales, they can go ahead and enter our drawings. And every Friday at 2 p.m., I've got it in my calendar that I get to pull that name, and we're going to announce who that week's winner is. So we're very excited about that. And then I'm sure everyone is curious to know, all right, how does the commission work out? Well, either traditional or online direct, units are going to get 32%. Units do have the option to opt out of the trails and rewards, which would be an additional 3%. So try to keep it simple. And all right, we've got our dates. We started the webinar talking about other webinars. They're going on now. Sandra was awesome and let us know that they've extended some dates, so please make sure that you sign up for webinars. But you also can start looking for the storefront signups. In that leader portal is where you're going to find those storefront signups. Trails End has made a lot of connections with retailers in each of our districts. There's a lot of hours that units can choose from. Go ahead and pick as many as you guys can fill. That would be amazing. If you don't see a retailer on there, then yes, you can go ahead and reach out to them on your own. But if the retailer is on the list that we have in the system, please use the Trails End system to lock in those time slots. A couple of important dates coming up real soon. August 20th, the storefront orders are due. They have to be into the leader portal at that time, because on September 10th, there's the popcorn pickup for the storefront orders. And on the 11th, that is the first date that you could sign up for store, or that's the first date that you could be out at a storefront selling that product. A couple other dates to keep in mind. October 22nd is the day that you're going to be paying for your initial order of storefront product. And then also the wagon/take orders are due that date. Then the next month, November 12th, the take orders/wagon sales are going to be picked up. And then the payment for that order is also due. 19th, the popcorn sale checks will be deposited. And then December 10th is the rewards ordering deadline. Again, make sure those scouts are rewarded for all their efforts.
So I would just like to jump in real quick with some terminology, because
Absolutely.
I get this on Facebook a lot with newbies that have no idea what we're talking about when we say wagon sale and take order and stuff. So wagon sale is your door-to-door selling or selling to family and friends. And when you do wagon sales, you can choose delivered or undelivered. So delivered is if you have the product on hand and you're doing your transaction, handing them the product right away. A take order would be a wagon sale that you mark as undelivered in the app, that you are going to order at the end of the sale and then go back and deliver to your customer. So sometimes people get like, what are you guys talking about?
Excellent. Thank you, Sandra. All right. So we have secured locations all over the council for those pickup orders. And you can see Arrowhead, you've got 2 different locations. Sycamore, Wanchinagi, Wataso, White Eagle. I'm pretty sure that all of you are familiar with these locations. However, the addresses are in the Popcorn Kernel Guide as well. And I absolutely love this infographic, giving an idea of capacity of the different types of vehicles. That is so helpful. Okay, and here are the products that we have for our fall popcorn sale that are on the order form. I do want to go ahead and point out that the chocolatey pretzels are for the wagon/take orders only. They are not going to be able to be ordered for the storefront. They are, however, available online. So any online sales can definitely go ahead and take advantage of those chocolatey pretzels. I think those are definitely going to be one of the hot items this year.
When you are ordering online for any chocolate item, it will have a date in October that shipment begins, but that is just an estimate. It is based on the temperatures in your local area that is being delivered to. So let your customers know that delivery time will vary based on that. Like I know here in Phoenix, I was wondering if it was going to be January. Last year it was so hot for so long. So if they are ordering chocolate and other products and they order it together, it will all wait to ship until they are shipping chocolate. So if they want something earlier, tell them to separate their orders if that is a concern for them.
Awesome, thank you.
Okay, so our Facebook groups, I already touched on a little bit. We started these 3 years ago, I think, if I'm remembering correctly. And it has exploded from there to where, like, I know in my council, when I saw how awesome the Facebook groups were and how easy you got questions answered, I immediately went to my own council as colonel and was like, hey, we need to do this. Like, this is a great way for the colonels to connect. And so we've been promoting that in the councils too. So we do have our own Facebook group and the Blackhawk Council that we started last year. I see Cynthia on there all the time. So the rest of you join us in the conversation. So it is a great place. I am on my phone and on Facebook a lot. So on your Blackhawk group is a great place to go and ask questions. Cynthia and I are both pretty quick on getting on there and answering any questions that you may have. Last year, I also posted like lots of examples of different videos I did with my kids, or, you know, ways that you can do so. It's a great place to help out other colonels. So if you have something that is working well for you, please come on and share that and let us know so that we can spread the love on what's working in your area. If you have any questions, if you're looking for product or a product that you're trying to get rid of, you can come on there and ask. The national group, like I said before, we have about 14,000 colonels on there. So you will get a plethora of ideas. Sometimes it can be a little overwhelming. So kind of keep your eye out on what types of units that you want to emulate. So that, because you'll get all kinds of stuff across the board. So that's why I said take a look at what your own unit culture is and take those bits and pieces and pick what you think works for you. And just because you pick something doesn't mean you have to stick with that year after year. Like if you try something and it didn't work for you, then try something different the next year. But there are so many different things that you can find on there about how to structure sale and different incentives you can do, and just so much stuff. So, and also check out the files there. Don't start anything from scratch. Between the files there and the training section on our website, there is so much material there. So check that out first before you go making new materials. Okay, so this one was still mine, right, Emily? So the first thing was this tender webinar, in case you guys didn't get that message yet. That's our first step. I can't tell you the number of times I see people coming onto Facebook and asking all these questions and they're frustrated and stuff, and it's because they never attended a webinar. So if you take the time to take an hour, hour and a half and attend the webinar, you will learn the systems and how it's all supposed to work together, and it will save you so much time and frustration just because you will then know how it's supposed to work. Building your plan. I always say that you guys should not be doing this alone. I suggest building a popcorn team. You can split up duties. You can have somebody managing inventory, somebody helping book storefronts. Your treasurer's probably handling the money. There's usually somebody that's good at sales in your unit, and maybe they're the ones that help train your scouts on how to do a good sales pitch. So build that team so that you aren't overwhelmed and get burnt out. But you start with your committee. So with your committee, you should be going over your budget and what is it that you're fundraising for? And from there, talking about, okay, are we going to do just wagon sales? Are we going to do storefronts? What methods of the sale do you guys want to do? And how much popcorn do you want to order? Like, are we looking at asking scouts to sell 300 each? Are we needing 500 each? Like, how much do we need to run our program? So you need to know all of that before you even communicate out to the parents. If you're doing storefronts, how do you want to split it? Are you splitting by shift, individual credit, you know, the storefront for the day? So all those things are things that you should make decisions as a committee, because you never want them to come back and be like, oh, you messed it up. It's all your fault. No. You got a leadership team, use them and make sure you guys make group decisions on that stuff. So once you've done all that and decided like what your incentives are and all that, then you communicate that out to your parents through a unit kickoff. We always recommend you do like a small portion where you give some basic info to the kids and then send those kids off to do something fun, because they're not going to want to sit through there while you go through all the details. So find some games for them to play, let them know what their incentives are, like pie in the face or whatever you guys want to do for them, and then pull the parents over to the other side and go through all the nuts and bolts of how the sale works. You definitely want to make sure that they have all that information. I get really shocked sometimes on that parent group on some of the things that they come through asking that I'm like, do you have a unit, Colonel? Like, I don't know, I don't understand. Like, how did you even get started selling? Like, they have no idea what their commissions are, how the product, like nothing, but yet they've got an account and they're selling. And I'm like, okay, so you really need to make sure that those parents understand what's going on and understand the structure. Like, the easier that you make that sale, the more they will participate. My first year selling, our leader gave us the sheet and said, hey, we want you guys to go sell $600. That was it. That was it for the instructions. And, oh, we know some people don't like to sell. So if you don't feel like selling, like whatever, I don't care. But if you can do it, we'd like this. And I was like, wow, there was a lot of improvement that could be made on that. So the more structure and training that you provide, the more successful your sale will be. So then after you do your kickoff, invite your scouts to register. So you do that on the leader portal. You cannot create an account for the scouts. It has to be created by their parent. It's the federal privacy laws for online accounts. Make sure you hold a high energy unit kickoff. So we already kind of went through that. You're getting the parent buy-in by showing them how their time and effort is going to help them financially to fund the scouting year for their family. You're getting the scout buy-in by a variety of reasons. So you get scouts that the only reason they're selling is they want the prize. You get scouts that the only reason they're selling is they want to fund their summer camp or a high adventure camp or something. You get other scouts that are just like, I think selling popcorn is fun, and they actually love going out and talking to people, and they get a little competitive about it. So there's definitely lots of different ways that the scouts get excited by that. So having different levels of how you are incentivizing them is good. But the parents, it's all about the money. If you don't show them that their time and effort is going to financially benefit them, then you don't have them. And so they're the most important person to get the buy-in from, because they're the ones that are driving the scout around. So if they don't drive them there, you're not getting them. So. All right, for scouts that transfer, so nobody needs to create an account every year. So it's always the same login year after year. Even if you change units, you just go in and change the unit that you are affiliated with in the app, and then that will pop them up on the new one. So you as the colonel can go in and move them to a new unit if you know where they went. If they've gone and you don't know where they went, you can just click remove. It does not delete their trails on account. It just removes them from your personal unit roster. Okay. All right, so budgeting, I talked a little bit about this. I really feel that a lot of units fail to do this step at all, or to do it well. You really need to be transparent with your parents on where the money in the unit goes. So if they go out and they sell $1,000 of popcorn and it goes into the PAC fund and they never hear boo about it again, and they're still being charged dues, or they're still being charged, a fee per event that they're doing, they're sitting there going, why did I bother spending my time doing this fundraising? So they need to know, like, it is funding, maybe at this level, you are going to get your dues paid for, and you're going to get a book and a neckerchief. And then, maybe at this level, you guys will get, your camp out, a couple camp outs in the pack paid for. Whatever it is that you want to set for those goals needs to be very clearly communicated. In our pack, one thing that I thought we did really well the last 2 years is that we talked every time we had an activity that this was funded by the popcorn money. Hey kids, great job selling. Remember back at the beginning, great job doing that popcorn sale. Because of that, we have an ice cream truck here at the event, or we did like this paid for the campsite and all of our food that we're doing. Whatever it was each month, I let them know that that was all because of their effort. So all throughout the year, we talked about popcorn and how it paid for everything. So that way the parents know, like, you're not getting nickel and dimed because you put in that time and effort. Like, if you didn't put in that time and effort, then I have to hunt you down for money all year, which was no fun no, whatsoever. On the troop side, what has worked really well for me for that is I have the PLC do their plan for the year before we ever do our popcorn talk. So we get them to do, we know pretty much what they're going to do for their camp outs throughout the year. They pick where they're going to go for summer camp. We have our troop dues, so I can present a full budget to the troop of how much their year will cost. As the troop, they're often picking and choosing the things that they want to go to, but they know, okay, your troop dues are this. You can cut a check for that if you want, or you can fundraise for it. Here's all of our monthly campouts and what the estimated costs are. So it gets them, number one, it gets the scouts excited about what they have coming up for the year. And then they're like, holy moly, that costs more than I realized, especially at the troop level. When you start doing all the things, it gets a little pricey. And so then they're like, okay, yeah, I really need to get in there and earn my way for some of that at least. So that really got the parents' attention in our units, because just on a, somewhat basic, but putting in a few extra, like, we're still at a couple grand for the year. So it can cost a lot at the troop level, and you start adding in some of the equipment when you cross over and stuff like that. We got to show them, hey, here's how you can now fund that for yourselves. Like, there is no need for money to be an obstacle for your scouts enjoying everything that we're going to do. Like, here it is. I got storefront hours for everything that you need to do. You just got to come grab the popcorn and go sell for a few hours, as many hours as you want. Like, I will get you those storefront hours. And so we've had a lot of luck doing it that way, but that's because they knew they had their incentive. They're like, I want to go to Emerald Bay on Catalina Island this year. Oh, okay, yeah, I'll get out there and sell and go do that, So make it exciting, an exciting program that they want to participate in, and then they will join the popcorn team because they want to go do the stuff. So. All right, I'm done on my soapbox. That one.
Excellent. All right, so we've mentioned that Trails End has a ton of support, and here's a few of the text numbers that you could very quickly, easily get to the different links for their webinars and the Facebook groups and the website, and of course the support email. But we also want to make sure that you know that we are here as well, right? And oh, I am very sorry. There we go. So we're here. I introduced myself. I'm Emily Cross. You've met Cynthia here, and we have a Council Popcorn page. At the end of this PowerPoint, I'm actually going to show everyone where that resource page is. But not only do you have Cynthia, myself, and Sandra, of course, but each district has a popcorn kernel, and all of this contact information is available on the website. So you're going to be able to contact someone very close to you, or if for some reason they don't have the answer, you can reach out to multiple people, and we are here to help. And a few other resources that Trails End has.
And you can see that in the training tab too on the leader site.
We can't stress enough, webinars, definitely sign up. And then of course, if you have not yet registered, here's the QR code. Here is the link to go ahead and register your unit for the popcorn sale. And at this moment, we're going to take a pause. We're going to leave this up on the screen so anybody can go ahead and use their phone, get that QR code, scanned. If anybody has any questions, this would be a great time to go ahead and throw them into the Q&A section.
So while you guys are coming up with your questions, I'll give you one tip that I go over in the webinars often, but it is the sales pitch. Budget is great for getting the, and having that structure is probably one of my biggest things that grew our sale. The other is the training of the sales pitch. Whether they're little or older, and I gotta tell you, don't tell me that only Keep Cubs can sell, because our troop age scouts far outsold my Cubs that had been selling for years when we jumped into the sale. They can really craft what they are talking about, but the more specific you are about how the money is being spent, and that they know that the scout that they are talking face to face to is actually getting a benefit from them purchasing the popcorn, the better you're going to get. So if they say, so like my daughter says, hi, my name's Savannah with Troop 3824. I'm helping my council to earn funds for camp scholarships, as well as I'm earning my own way to camp. Can I count on your support? So she never talks about popcorn. It's all about funding her adventure and helping out scouts locally. And then when they say yes, then she brings them over to the table. She doesn't talk about prices or anything. She's like, oh, what kind of flavors do you like? We got, sweet over here. We got buttery. We got, salty. Like, what kind of flavor are you looking for? And once they've picked out what their favorites are, like, they rarely turn back because of price for that. So they're not, by doing that, they're not just looking for the cheapest thing on the table. They're going for what their tummy actually wants. But we've been told a lot by people that they buy because they know exactly how the money is going to be spent. If they just think it's going off to like national or something, they don't really have an incentive to want to support the scout. But when they know that that scout is personally getting to use it for their adventure, that's when they really are bought into wanting to support the scout. So regardless of what it is, I mean, you can be in a pack and be like, oh, we got our camp out or an overnight to something or whatever it is, just pick one thing that they are going to do throughout the year, and that's what you're fundraising for. They really want to know how the money will be spent that they're giving you.
Excellent. And Sandra, can you go ahead and answer the question? You're going to know exactly where to point them. We have a question. How do I sign up for storefront ship? So you have first, as the colonel, you have to either go into storefront reservations and claim a site for a day, or if it's something that you're adding yourself that you went out and got on your own, you go into storefront management and you add the site in there. Once you have done the reservation and put it in there, it shows up in your storefront management thing, and that's where you can go in and put what your shift times are and how many scouts per shift that you want to allow. And then you also put in there a date and time that you want signups to open up. So like, I always like mine to open up at the same time for people. So I go through it all, and then that way nobody's like, oh, I was paying attention. I got all the good stuff before anybody realized it was open. So once you have set it in the storefront management with the shifts, it should then show in the Scout apps for them to claim under, they just go to the storefront tab in the app. So if for some reason you've done all that and it's not showing and you're having like a tech issue, then email support@trails-n.com and they can help you out with that. Excellent, thank you. All right, we're going to give it just another moment to see if any other questions pop up. So if you do have those questions, go ahead and throw them in the Q&A. And then if there are no other questions, we're going to go ahead and show you the website so you know where to find all these resources.
So definitely, like I saw one of them said that she's really new. Definitely do the webinar, but also review the training tab. There is so much stuff already in there. There's like a PowerPoint that you can use through Unit Kickoff as a good starting place. There's different PDFs of things like a quick, an app quick start guide that you can send out to your parents. All kinds of things that you can do to help communicate how everything works without having to recreate it. And so, and there's little videos on different things about the sale that can help train your scouts and stuff too. So take a little look through that before you get going on the parents, because it'll definitely help you out.
Okay, so I'm not seeing any questions. People can still ask questions, but I'm gonna go ahead and stop our presentation, and we can go ahead and show everybody the website.
Okay, I'm going to cut out. I'm going around.
All right, thank you,
Bye.
Cynthia. Have a great night. Okay, here we go. Oh, did we have a question come in?
Yep. So I'm assuming you're the Colonel. When you go into the leader website, do you have storefronts already in the storefront management system that you have entered, that you've set up shifts for? Okay, that didn't quite answer my question. So not in the Scouts, but when you log in with your leader login into the website, have you set up stores for Scouts to sign up for there? Because you have to either go into the reservation system and claim storefronts and then set up the shifts, or you have to enter the store in yourself into the storefront management. So have you done that portion of it already? Okay. I suggest you take the webinar because I do go over that. There is also in the training tab a storefront reservation guide. So if you, number one, you have to make sure you registered your unit. And if you have done that, you should have received a leader login for the website. If you have not done that, then you need to register and get that login. And then when you go into the training tab in there, there is a storefront reservation guide that will show you the step-by-step how to go in and claim a site and get your shifts and everything set up. So once you've done that and you have it all in the storefront management, then that will show on the Scout side for them to claim shifts.
Okay, so everyone, we've you should see the leader dashboard. Did I share the correct screen?
Yep.
Excellent. Okay, so Popcorn Kernels, this is where you're going to log in for the leader dashboard, and you're going to select the storefronts. You're going to go ahead and get that part first. Once the Popcorn Kernel has gone into leader dashboard and secured those for the unit, then the Scouts will be able to see it. So, all right, Sandra, walk me through it.
If you show, okay, so first I can go to training. Let's show it. Yeah, I'm pointing at the screen like you can see it. Okay, and then if you scroll down to the training assets, I believe, program for time. I don't remember where it was at. It's storefront reservation guide.
Right here.
Yep, there you go. Okay, so this is what will give you a step-by-step instruction on how to go in and claim a storefront for you guys to sell at.
So
and then if you go to storefront reservations, yep.
Okay.
So you've got super fast internet.
Oh, I know, it's lightning fast. Careful.
So you have to change
I know.
the calendar to the date, and any of these that have a blue storefront on it means there's an available storefront to sign up for. You can go ahead and click on that. And then shows you the list of what's available and what districts it's in. Right now it's open to sign up for anywhere in the council. So you just go in and you would click, pick what you wanted, and then you would click the reserve button next to it. And it will reserve it for you, and then you go back over to the left and you would go up to storefront management. And then it would show down here in the site name and date and stuff. Once you have a storefront there, you can go in and set the, whether you want 2-hour shifts or 1-hour shifts, you can go in and alter what you have, and you can set whether you want 1 Scout or 2 Scouts or whatever per shift. So once you have that, that's when it shows up on the app and the Scouts can claim the shifts. It's hard to show you, but she shouldn't have any storefronts for herself.
Yeah.
Gotta get busy
So
on that,
I didn't
Emily.
want to hit. Yeah, I know. I didn't want to hit reserve just in case.
Nope.
Okay.
I can, if you need it, I can
So,
log into my account if you guys need it. I have storefronts for my unit set up already, so I could show it more if you needed me to.
Yeah, I think that we are good. If other questions pop in, we'll definitely dive into it a bit more. But I do want to take a moment and just show everybody. I've already got a tab open here. So if you haven't seen it yet, we have a new Blackhawk Area Council website. This is the website. And this is pretty cool. It's got a lot of cool pictures and it's got a lot of great resources. But to highlight where popcorn is, you're going to go to resources and we got popcorn right there. This is the page. There we go. The page loaded. All right. We've got a few quick, easy steps to get started. You're already at a kickoff. Excellent. Step 2 is done. Hopefully your unit is all signed up. If not, that can be done tonight. Not a problem. We've got links here for the 2021 Kernel Guide. Again, the registration link. Kickoff. Okay, you're here. Here's the recording of our sneak peek that we had. And down here, we've got resources. Somebody had asked about the order form, and yes, we do have the actual paper order forms. District professionals have them. I believe they are at Roundtable tonight, and they were at the kickoff earlier this week. No worries if you weren't able to attend, contact your district professional and we'll get those to you. If you are just flying through order forms or you can't wait to go ahead and get one, we've got the PDF right here. And then of course, all the contacts for all the different district kernels, Cynthia, myself.
Since you're talking paper order forms, I would just like to interject that it is totally fine. Like if you don't want to use the app and you want to let your scouts take paper orders, that's fine. Each scout does still have to have a Trails End account to be able to participate in the rewards program. So you can have them sell via the paper and then do one lump entry at the end of the sale to log in what they have sold. That's not a problem, but they do have to have an account and you do have to go in and put that final order in for each scout individually so that they can be able to get their Trails End Amazon card. But if the rest of it you want to do paper, it's totally up to you as Colonel as how you want to run your sale. I don't do paper. I like to just have them do it themselves. I don't want to take on the extra work, but if you're okay with them doing paper and turning it into you and then you do the entry, totally fine. So you can use as much or as little of the system as you want. So.
Excellent. Thank you, Sandra. All right. Well, so it has been a while and we haven't had any additional questions come in. Sandra, thank you so much for your time and your expertise. And it's awesome to know that you are a click away as a resource. Makes me feel better for sure.
Well, thanks for inviting me. I'm happy to come help out. I wish you guys some good luck. So, like I said, I am definitely here to help anytime anybody has questions or just, so I've been doing this for a while, all with Trails End for all my years. So I'm very familiar with their systems and just, you know, I definitely have my opinion on what are some good practices that can help you grow your sale. If you're interested, I'm happy to share my tips and tricks. So.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you. Everyone have a wonderful evening and good luck on your sale. We're here for anything you need.
Thanks, guys.
All right. Good night, everyone.